Good morning, guys. I'm Roberto, and I did my paper over sports psychology and how, like, the mental aspect of the game might affect your performance and things like that. The reason why I did that was because, most of y'all know, but I'm out of eligibility and I have like another year to play. To graduate. So the coach came up to me and he asked me if I want to be an assistant coach next year. So I accepted that. So before we go into that, some more personal things, I'm gonna give you a little feedback on the history of sports psychology and how I might play into the game of soccer. So first of all, sports psychology, it's a combination of knowledge from biomedic, bio, biomechanics, physiology, kinesiology, and psychology combined. Um, Coleman Griffith is known as the founder of sports psychology. He started studying in grad school in 1918, and his first studies really focused on the attention and the vision affecting basketball and football performances. Years later, he started teaching a course at the University of Illinois called Psychology in Athletes, and in 1925, he opened the very first athletic performance research lab. Also that year, he published his most famous article that you would say, named Psychology and its Relations to Athletic Competitions. In this article, he said, the more mind is made use of in athletic competitions, the greater will be the skill of our athletes. So, some of the reasons how psychology plays and soccer. Some brain scientists figured out that the brain makes you feel emotions 200 milliseconds after the event and think consciously 500 milliseconds later. That's a really short time to be able to think of something, and that right there, that thought can throw off your game for like the rest of the night. That's really short time. So whether it be like a bad pass in soccer, I don't know, like you miss a three in basketball, or you get scored on. So anything like that could throw your game off and make you think about it consciously. So other things that might be able to throw your game off is focusing too much on the game. You try too hard. So being afraid before the game even starts, being afraid of the competition that you might be facing, whether it be like a really a high-ranked team or some sorts of lack of self-confidence. And then pressure of the game causes anxiety. So, like for example, we had a great year the first year I was here. We went undefeated regular season into the first round of the national tournament playing Hastings. They went to the semifinal of the national tournament the year before that, and first 15 minutes we were doing really good. We missed a really good opportunity. Next 10 minutes we get scored on, and then we're still in the game. 10 minutes after that we get scored on again. Next thing you know, our backs to the wall, and we're trying to get back into this game. And so we try to get back into this game, and then all of a sudden I make this horrific pass, and I don't know what I was doing. And usually during the game, I am able to not a lot of people who all hears the fans during the game, everyone kind of shuts them out, right? So at this point, I don't know how, but this is the only time it's happened, and I specifically heard one guy out of the whole crowd say, "Get in the game, number 5." And that totally threw my whole game off. After that, I felt like I had the worst game of my life. And I ended up going to watch the tape to try to improve my game from that. And it turned out I really didn't have that bad a game. It's just at that time, all the crowd the game going on. It all built up in my head and it made it seem way worse than it actually was. So, stress is a huge factor in a player's performance. That usually comes before the game or like leading up to the game. Everyone deals with it in different ways, so just depending on the personality and things like that. So you might, some people might show it in an aggressive way. Some people might tend to steer away from other people, try to find a place to be alone. And then fear would also be another one. So how do you improve? Use it in soccer. I had, during the summer, I played PDL, and a week, one of those weeks, this guy that played professional in England, he also coached a professional MLS team in Canada. So he coached us, and one of the things that I'll never forget is that he said that at the end of the game, the thing that should be most tired it needs to be your brain. So he just wants you to be thinking the whole time. So he says that's how much that played into our game. And the good thing is that we are able to control all these things and take control of them. Bill Biswick, he works with a lot of professional teams, usually kind of more overseas. But he said the stage that you need to be at before a game is a relaxed readiness. So that's why usually before big games, we usually have like relaxing practices, try to keep tension off and keep the players relaxed and try to keep the game off out of their, try to build up too much in their head just so they're in a nice mood to go into this game. A lot of players need just to find a balance. Like, you're gonna have stress, you're gonna have anxiety, like you can't really help them. You just gotta find a good balance to be in that relaxing readiness stage, because if you can't be too relaxed going into the game, because then you have no urgency, and like you gotta stay on your toes basically. Another thing is you gotta be self-confident. That's a huge thing. Like you gotta be confident in your abilities and know that you can do it. So fall back on your experience and the reason why you're there. They recruited you there for a reason, because they know that you have the ability to be there and to play at that level. And and then finally, how you respond to mistakes. Like during that game, I didn't respond very good to that mistake, and it threw my whole game off. Everyone makes mistakes, even some of the best players in the world, they make mistakes. It's just the way you deal with them. And so as soon as it happens, you just have to get over it and focus on the next play you have to make. So finally, so like I said, I can't play next year, and I have another year to graduate, and coach asked me if I wanted to coach or not. So I said, yeah, I think it'd be fun. I mean, I have some bittersweet feelings about it. Like, I don't know how it's really going to work out with different players, like conflict. Like, I'm kind of a goofball at practice. I don't know if it kind of comes as a surprise to you guys. But, so, like, I've been like that for 2 years, and then I'm going to come in as a more, like, serious and like a higher whatever, like, to these guys. And I don't know, like, what's going to happen if I've been friends with these guys for 2 years, and now I'm going to go in there and be barking orders, I guess. So I don't know, like, how that conflict's really going to react, or how they're going to react about me going in there like that. And then I'm going to be hanging out with these guys, going to the games, and not being able to play, and just feeling, like, really hopeless on the, like, sideline. Like, knowing if they're in trouble, or, like, if they're, like, having, like, a hard game, and I just really can't do nothing about it. But there's some positive sides to it. Like, I do get to hang out with them again. He says I'm gonna get to travel with them still, and things like that. But he said mostly he kind of be working with the JV team. Varsity, all these guys are like really great players, and they have like a lot of experience already. So it's not much stuff that I could tell them that they already know that they don't already know. So I think it'd go a lot smoother with JV since I really don't know them as well. And they don't know as much. They're a lot younger and things. So it'd be a lot of more things that I'd be able to teach them and be able to motivate them to get to the varsity squad and be able to use some of these new things that I just found out about being able to motivate and help players with their game. So that's it.
What's PDL?
It's a player development league.
Okay.
It is a league that is just played during the summer for college athletes to be able to stay in shape and play at a high level to be come into good form for the next season. And it's like a big scouting league, so you could go pro.
You might consider using that as your coaching if you do that. Using it as a practical.
As PDL.
No, I was talking about your coaching here on campus.
Yeah. That's what I was hoping on. So I had to speak to you about that.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
Any more questions? Yeah.